How the Hamburg Port Authority is making the Elbe cleaner. In Hamburg's port, sediments constantly accumulate. To ensure that ships can safely enter, the HPA dredges the port regularly to remove these sediments. The majority of the dredged spoil is distributed elsewhere in the river. But not all sediments are equal. On its way to Hamburg, the Elbe still carries sediments containing pollutants from its tributary area. This means some dredged spoil is too contaminated to be returned to the Elbe. So what happens to it? The HPA brings the contaminated dredged spoil to shore, where experts are tasked with treating the sediments. They do this by means of a comprehensive system that works as follows. Some of the sediments end up on dewatering fields where the water is collected and the sediments are dried naturally. The majority of the contaminated dredged spoil is processed in the HPA's Meta plant. Here, experts have developed a pioneering solution for separating contaminated from uncontaminated sediment, allowing as much of it as possible to be effectively utilized. Here's how that works. First, the sediment water mixture is filtered to remove large particles. Then the sediments are put through hydrocyclones, where the mixture is injected from the side and rotated very quickly, as in a tropical storm. This brings lightweight particles to the top, while heavy particles sink to the bottom. Then other components such as upward current separators and spiral separators are used to separate sand from the mixture. Now, only very small particles are left in the process. These are the particles to which the pollutants are attached. This very fine residue is dewatered in high-pressure presses and compacted. And what happens to it then? Germany's Closed Substance Cycle Waste Management Act applies here. It states that as much of the extracted material as possible should be utilized in place of natural raw materials. The sand is clean enough to be used for construction. The material from the Meta process is used as a sealing liner for landfills. It can also be used to make bricks, road and dam building materials. What's great is that the HPA handles these materials sustainably, thereby preserving natural resources. Only the unusable material is disposed of securely in landfills. This also applies to the dredged spoil on the dewatering fields. Later, the landfills can be recultivated and turned, for example, into parks. Brilliant! All the water from the land treatment and the landfills is put through special purification plants and then returned to the Elbe as clean water. So, the Elbe constantly carries sediments and pollutants to Hamburg. The Hamburg Port Authority addresses this issue and ensures safe water depths in the port, while also making the Elbe cleaner using a sophisticated system. Good for the environment and for the people.